A beloved figure of Ghanaian folklore, Anansi is a spider god and a charming trickster who triumphs over larger and more powerful adversaries by using his wits alone. The mythological figure Anansi may be unfamiliar to many Americans, but his DNA can be found virtually everywhere stories are told. From elementary school lessons to American pop culture, the Ghanaian spider god has made a centuries-long journey from West Africa that spans almost the entire globe. In the American South, he inspired the beloved character Br'er Rabbit, and today his eight-legged influence can still be found in none other than Marvel's Spider-Man. Anansi is a folktale character that has a spider-like shape. He is often considered to be a god of knowledge. He's also known to play trickster, which is a role originated from West Africa. The character is a trickster who is known for his ability to defeat powerful opponents through his creativity and smarts. Despite taking on the role of a trickster, he's often regarded as the protagonist due to his actions. Spider tales are commonly found in West Africa, but the Anansi tales originated from Ghana. They later spread to other countries, including the Netherlands Antilles and West Indies. Anansi is often portrayed in various ways, with various names and iterations such as Shnansi or Anansi. While often portrayed as an animal, he has many representations, including being anthropomorphized as a spider with a human face, or conversely, a human with spider-like features such as 8 legs. Anansi is often depicted in folklore as a participant in rituals performed by various deities, who often bestow him with supernatural powers. Some traditions even portray him as the son of the Earth's mother. In other cultures, he's sometimes referred to as a lesser deity. Although he is often regarded as a prophet in Akan spirituality, his followers do not recognize him as such. Instead, they honor him as a healer, a symbol of wisdom and a creator of the first human body. Instead of being a symbol of resistance, he was often regarded as a symbol of survival. This is because he used his cunning and trickery to turn the tables on his oppressors. Stories of Anansi helped enslaved Africans establish a sense of continuity within their lives, which allowed them to assert their identity within the confines of captivity. Kwaku Anansi is regarded as a deity, a man, a spirit, a god, an intermediary between humans of the earth and the god of the sky, but above all, he was the trickster of African lore. Trickster figures have a place in many of the world's greatest cultures. Even though there are many tricksters in world mythology, such as Br'er Rabbit, Loki, Maui, Hanuman, Coyote, Renard the Fox, and the Hero Twins, Anansi stands out as the spider. This creature's shape-shifting abilities do not go ignored in his stories. He could appear to you as a man with spider-like qualities, such as having 4 arms and 4 legs. Other times he was a giant spider who could speak and understand human custom and language. He could also appear as a seemingly normal spider of varying colors and sizes, knowingly changing from species to species of spider. He has even been shown to be a spider with human head, or a human with a spider's face. This trickster taught humans many skills, such as loving of stories and sharing these stories with others so that they would learn of the spider's wisdom, from picking beans to showing humans how to harness fire. Anansi is regarded as a god responsible for many stories, but he is also known as the god of stories and the keeper of all the stories in the world. One time, Nyame, who was the god of the sky, as well as the keeper of stories, decided to keep these tales and legends for himself and not share them with anyone. Anansi wanted the stories for himself. For Anansi, stories needed to be told around a campfire to share with humanity, or, who knows, maybe he had some darker motive with owning the stories. After all, owning the stories is the same as owning the past. Nyame told him that the stories would be his if he completed a task. The challenge was simple: to deliver 3 things in exchange for the stories: a hive of hornets, a snake, and a leopard. Using his wits once more, Anansi set out on this adventure, knowing that it would not be easy. After all, these creatures are larger than he or come in great numbers and are each very dangerous in their own way. Anansi's first adventure placed the spider as the messenger of the people. See, Njame was a god content to live aloof of the suffering below. However, Anansi knew what it was like to pick beans from the ground and to weed the grass. So he spun his web and asked the sky for some shade. In the heavens, he convinced the sky god to bring about the night. This way humanity could rest and sleep, and they slept and rested. It seemed then that everything was right with the world. However, as he shall soon discover, every time Anansi asked for something, consequences followed. The night was dark, and people were afraid. Anansi asked for some light, so Nyame created the moon. However, this light was not enough to work or see, and it was cold. The cold nights brought about suffering. Anansi spun his webs and asked again for better light, and Nyame created the sun. Stories of Anansi were exclusively part of an oral tradition, and he was regarded as having the most wisdom and skill in speech. This tradition eventually encompassed various kinds of fables, and tales were also introduced to the rest of the world through the slaves who were brought to the New World by the Atlantic slave trade. As Jamaica had the largest concentration of enslaved Ashanti in the Americas, they tend to have much better documented stories and proverbs. He was referred to as Kwaku Anansi, even during times of slavery. This is because the Akan word for Anansi is Kwaku. Anansi's role in the lives of Africans go far beyond slavery. He has also evolved into a character who is regarded as a classical hero. Anansi was the spider god of many names of West Africa and the Caribbean. He was a middleman, the one stuck between heaven and earth, and the one who pleaded the most to the sky god in the name of humanity. Anansi was a spider, and while other cultures see the spider as a curse or as a creepy crawler, these cultures see the advantages and power of being a spider. For many, Anansi was not just a trickster, but a deity, a being to be worshipped and honored and be thankful for. Anansi was the spider god that weaved webs of stories and tales that brought people together around a fire and even weaved the webs between this life and the next.